Welcome to the Emo Social Club podcast, broadcasting to you live from emosocialclub.tv. I am Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and we're here this evening with our new Minneapolis friends, Unturned. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Hi.
Hello.
Now, if we were on Google Maps, we'd be able to find your location.
Right
yeah, if I had to geo-guess where you lived, I'd be like, it's Minneapolis. Very clear.
You'd be close.
Yeah.
Close enough.
You don't want to dox yourself. It's
Yeah,
like,
don't dox yourself here.
we're like right downtown. You just see the tall building, you keep going. You know, you got it.
You know, this is the coffee shop that's right across the street from it. You'll find it.
Honestly. Well, I'm Parker. I sing in the band. This guy,
James, I play bass. Isaac, I play. Well, also guitar.
And I'm Sam. I play the drums. Drums live.
Like, looking at your flying V formation here on the camera, I made assumptions of drums are in the back, and then guitar and singer in the front.
You're shocked right now, aren't you?
I'm
This formation.
Yeah, we were kind of moving the chairs around for a little bit.
I think it'd be kind of cool if we first it
do a separate beat.
No, so we're like this right now. But
Yeah.
we did it like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's probably a little scarier.
It'd be intimidating.
Yeah, we're either a weird cult or Devo or something.
You're either a cult or Devo.
Jesus.
No, the cone hats are for fun, not because we believe in anything.
Yeah, come on.
Listen, I know everyone wants to be Jared Leto, the cult leader, but not all of us can be. Okay, guys?
Oh, Morbius.
Is he a cult leader?
Yeah, dead ass.
He just tells
Yeah,
people it's Morbin time.
Yeah, you got a timer and how long it takes to sing.
Yeah, honestly, it lasted longer than I thought I would expect to bring up Morbius in the city.
Yeah. This is one of the first times we've talked about it on the pod, considering the memes being everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to see this fucking movie.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not gonna watch it either. I'll talk about it.
Fine,
I'll talk about it, but I will not see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen it
I've only seen it
Two times.
I only saw it in the theater a couple of times,
Yeah, come on, guys.
As a
7
cat.
days in a week. I got plenty of time to go see Morbius in theaters.
Sam just asked, "Is this what Morbin time is from?"
I don't. It's not my thing. I don't
It's
know.
I've been wondering what that means for months.
Morbin time.
Just
beautiful.
bad movies. That's what it means.
Yeah.
How do we know it's bad?
Okay, good call. We haven't seen it.
Has anybody actually seen that movie?
Drop a F in the chat if you have seen Morbius so that we can feel terrible for you.
F.
I saw people giving listen, I'm not a Marvel person, but I saw people giving resounding reviews about it, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but everybody else is saying that it's terrible. So I feel like people don't have taste anymore.
I think we've had enough. We don't need a Morbius movie.
We definitely need less BS. Doesn't work. Let's talk about your music. You are a band, as we've determined.
I guess, yeah.
Your first full length, which we've been trying to leak in chat, is coming out
And on Twitch Live.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you tell us about it, but then not tell us what it sounds like or play it?
Well,
I'm not answering that.
Damn.
That's all.
You just tapped out already. You're like,
He likes these.
I would say if tell us about the album without talking about what it sounds like,
Without leaking.
or leaking it.
Without
What is the
leaking.
album?
it's like a game within itself.
Red.
It's red.
Is red.
It is red.
Aesthetic.
I'd say
Okay.
if you've ever heard a song before, there's at least 11
Okay.
of those.
Okay.
Have you heard "Red" by Taylor Swift?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I thought you were about to say Red by Chevelle, and I've been like, whoa, all right, that's.
These are very similar. You could talk about what it sounds like. I don't want to.
That's the funny thing. I don't think that either of the five of us have a concise idea or notion of what it sounds like. I feel like it's all over the board for each of us individually.
I think
Sam's opening up his phone.
I'm going on Spotify quick because I need to remember what the which album it is. Hold
It
on.
sounds like rock music.
This is what it reminds me of.
Sam pulled up Nimrod by Green Day.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
I'm honestly on. That's actually a compliment. That's cool. I
Well,
like
I feel
that.
like
I haven't
like-
thought about that, but that's
Like
cool.
Hitchin' a Ride reminds me of songs on our album.
Yeah.
I feel like it's. Did we say it's? You would maybe hear it on the radio in the early to mid 2000s.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
an easy way to put it.
It's a Scooby-Doo soundtrack.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo live-action soundtrack. It's
Okay.
someone told me.
This is some.
Yeah.
This is some quality sounding record. I
was
get
about
why
to
everybody's
say.
trying to make you leak it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have it because it was leaked to us in a presser, so like we know what it sounds like. It's just trying to explain it to everybody.
Well, here's the question. I'm like curious to like, what do you think? Are we accurate or are we just like completely off base?
All we said was one album.
You said one album
And a TV show, a cartoon
and a
dog.
TV show,
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
No, the movie.
Oh,
The movie.
Okay, okay.
Which
Yeah,
one?
no, Prime.
Yeah.
The first one or the Spooky Island one?
Both.
Freddie
Okay.
Prince or not live action.
There's the
Freddie
one where they go to
Prince.
the island.
Okay.
For sure. Matthew Lillard.
Matthew
Yeah.
Lillard.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
The
think that's what
most
we want.
Zoinks actor of all time.
Yes.
The most Winx actor. Interesting.
Scooby-Doo live-action soundtrack.
You know when like somebody's describing a record and you're just like, yeah, and like high soaring guitars, and I'm like, nah, we're putting Zoinks, and we're just like,
Yeah.
we're just
leaving
dropping
it.
like the most
It's a
wild
new
adjectives.
descriptor, baby.
Yeah. Like,
This album gets 4 out of 5 zoinks.
yeah.
Yeah.
One Jinkies.
1 Jinkies. Which is honestly, I think, in terms of like Scooby Doo, that's Grammy worthy.
Yeah, it's like a Michelin star. If you get 1, you're already hot shit. If you get 2, you're like, oh, damn.
There are 3 Jinkies band.
I did it on 5.
Is it 3?
It's
I think it's 3 Michelin stars. Yeah.
You're at 3 Michelin star band, 3 Michelin star record. Trying to get that 4th star, first band in the game to do it.
Oh,
There you go. I mean, no one else can compete with you at that point. You could just send and be like, hey, I want to play this festival. What makes you good? I have 4 Michelin stars. They're going to be like,
us as a band collectively.
Did you guys know that the Michelin star thing is literally the Michelin? Like,
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I actually just found that out, like literally, like maybe a month ago.
Like legit.
Yep. The
Crazy.
Ghostbusters Marshmallow Man, but made out of tires, goes to a restaurant and says,
Literally.
"Eat here."
I trust him.
Yeah, I trust the people that make tires telling me where to go to eat. That's where I'm at.
You know it's not going to taste like tires.
It's not gonna
Their
taste-
mascot does look surprisingly
Is it,
edible.
is it the marshmallow guy?
The Michelin
Basically.
Man.
I mean, he's not marshmallow. He kind of looks like a steak.
Like tires aren't white. Why is he? And I know you can't just ask people why they're white, but why is he so white?
Yeah.
Why is he so white?
Yeah, like he's just.
Fluffy and like sugary.
It's actually horrifying. That's a really scary looking guy. That
Here's the thing: it's not a man under that. He's just tires and bones.
guy.
And there's fluff in there too, just for extra measure, but we don't know where that comes from or what it means.
No. He shouldn't exist the way he does, but god damn it, is he surviving?
Oh
He
yeah.
eats at the finest restaurants. I don't know.
Yeah.
We
He knows.
can't lose him.
Yeah, guys, we have to rally around the Michelin.
Guys, please protect the Michelin.
But he's real.
We're not usually this goofy on a Thursday night, but I love that we're just like riffing on the Michelin Man right now.
The Michelin Man's is real.
The man's real. You've seen him in the movie.
If we're talking about the record, there are a couple questions in chat we can get to just to get it on the
Yeah.
record about the record. Is
On
there a
the
release
record.
date, and when can we look for vinyl pre-orders?
That's a good question.
I feel
Vinyl
like-
directly from the Michelin Man.
I feel like we have a single coming out
Yeah, we're
very soon.
yeah, super soon. The record, will be coming out in August for sure.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Everything is like set up and ready to go. We're just kind of planning exactly like which dates we want to announce everything and actually which date we want to like drop the record. But you can expect like singles coming out within the next month, and vinyl pre-orders will also be coming out within the month and a half. So yeah, it's all going to come like really quickly, one after the other. It's just a matter of us like actually concisely planning like this is the date that it's going to happen. But everything's like put together and ready to go. So by the end of the summer, the record will be out and vinyl pre-orders will be up and everything will be in the ground running.
Now, will your merch also have the Michelin Man on it if you're still
Now
planning
it
things out?
will.
I mean, I might have to at this point.
We did
I'm in trouble.
yeah, that's the thing. We did a run of ET shirts, and we were like, you know, how many of these do we need to sell before like we get like copyright or before like
Season.
yeah, like
Oh,
a cease
yeah.
and desist or like when Steven Spielberg will step in. So maybe we should just like, yo, here's an idea. E.T. and the Michelin Man Unturned t-shirt.
Collaboration, like the two of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's both their hands touching like this.
Yeah, like creation of Adam, but like it's
Yeah.
easy and
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
If this shirt does not come out, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely do not be surprised if you see that coming out within the next few weeks.
Let's tell you the AI generators right now.
As long as we get
Get it done.
as long as we get a shirt for this, because we will definitely wear that around.
We don't even have to get it illustrated. Literally just take one of those.
Guys, we can literally just steal it from Steven Spielberg. But remember, we were talking earlier before we got on stream about how Paramount Plus sucks
Yeah.
and how we're gonna fight Steven Spielberg anyway. So I feel like this is all fair.
It's all heading down one road.
Yeah.
And it ends battle against Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. That's the
On
final
the
boss.
remake of the Titanic,
Yeah.
only one person leaves the door.
Happening?
Is that a thing that's happening?
Yeah, it's like the Titanic anniversary. They're like I think they're revisiting it. Like they're gonna like update the graphics and stuff like that.
Oh, that should be illegal.
So they're remastering.
They're
Yeah.
remastering the Titanic.
Titanic album.
Movies?
It's a new patch. It's
A new patch for the
I can't wait for the
Titanic.
patch notes on the Titanic. Like
Darth
doesn't
Vader
sync this
is gonna
time.
be in the new Titanic.
Oh my god.
Fake someone else on the Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's like dropping in characters into Titanic like Fortnite.
One of the Avatar people jumps in there and they're like, "What's this blue person doing here? Are they gonna save us?"
Hold on a second. Is that Deadpool?
Is that Deadpool? Titanic cinematic universe. Oh,
Oh my god.
Things that don't need to exist, but goddamn it, when I watch every single film of the series.
It's like you thought you were gonna have a good cry. Nah, this is an
Nah.
epic death match now.
Rose's hand hits the foggy glass, and Deadpool just goes high five.
Nice.
It's just the Michelin Man.
it's the Michelin Man.
This
The
this
Michelin
podcast
Man.
is just coming out with so many ideas, and we're just gonna have to make all of them happen within the next.
No, we're just creating content on this podcast. It's
so
incredible.
you know what? We're all happy to be here. This is
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of, yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks
This
for
is
having
really cool.
Look,
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know we'd get into so many memes and jokes right off the top, but I am stoked that we can all be on the same page here because I'm
That's
enjoying
like
it.
it's like the funny thing about like, you know, anybody that ever hangs out with us collectively as a band or, you know, comes to a show or sees us on tour. It's like introductions. Yeah, what's up? Hi, nice to meet you. My name is this. My name is that. And then immediately it's jumping into bits. Like we're always just shooting memes, like jokes. It's just, yeah, that's just exactly how we
Shooting
operate. as a
memes.
band.
Shooting the
Yeah,
memes.
just memes.
We realized early on in the making of this podcast, like most people want to get to know the people on the other side. Like
Right.
a lot of times music can stand for itself, but you want to get to know who the people are that are creating it. And it's like the Ninja Turtles, like everybody has their favorite, but you have to like them as a team. I need to bring more characters from other universes into this. Apparently, I couldn't have thought of a character we've already talked about, so we're not expanding the universe.
No, I love that.
Hold up. Can I load this up to the camera?
Let's,
Yeah, load up to the camera.
see
We'll have
if
to
it focuses
describe
on
it for the audio
Yes.
folks.
It's not that great,
I think
but
that one.
Oh my god, they have edited it together.
For the listener at home, it exists and it is real.
it almost looks like an ET versus the Michelin Man. like alien, like Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah. The tagline is, I created you, I can destroy you.
Oh my god.
Which is what God said to Adam. So just make sure we piss off all of the people.
Yeah, everybody. Nobody, yeah.
It's already being asked how this was created, and it's like, you know what? Don't worry about it.
Have you guys seen this Dolly Mini thing?
Oh yeah.
That's what
Okay.
it is,
Yeah, that makes sense. Just let AI create.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Had this thing existed like while we were like on the road and touring all the time, all of our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter feeds would just be these random Dolly Mini creations.
So many.
It's like honestly, it's like I've been like going back and forth and like using it and stuff and like seeing stuff online. And I'm like, this is just like stuff that we would just like riff about in the van before we could actually visualize it. It's cool. Yeah. Technology, it's wild.
Yeah.
Mine won't work. I still haven't gotten it to work. I've been typing in Burger King killing God for weeks.
Yeah, maybe they have an adverse reaction to kill. Like that's one of their bad words.
That's true. That's
It's like
true.
that's like quite literally the most sacrilegious thing you could ever type into the internet.
I just really wanted to see if it would pull up the Burger King man. Like,
I got you.
James is on it. He's typing it
Holy
in. We're
shit.
just-
He's on it. Next teacher idea is the Burger King fist fighting Ronald McDonald.
So
Or Grimace. I feel like Grimace fist fighting
No.
the Burger King mascot would be silly.
I'd be into that. I would be so
Yeah.
into that.
So the thing about the Burger King, there's like there was a video game called Sneaking where you played as the Burger King, and it was like a stealth game where you had to sneak up on people and hand them burgers.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
It was like only like a few bucks. You could buy them at like Burger King. Bro.
Yeah.
It was like $5 at Burger
Yeah.
You can get the app and like order it for like $1 or something.
Disc.
oh,
An Xbox disc.
Oh yeah.
it's a shadow
Yeah.
of Burger King. Like,
Yeah. So he's like creeping around like a gremlin delivering burgers to unsuspecting victims.
Why don't they do that anymore? Like, why is that not a thing that we can get? Like $5 for this awesome video game with my.
I'm saying, I'm saying, like, there was this Chex Mix game back in the day that was like
Oh yeah.
Doom, but with a spaceman who shot wheat checks at people. And I was like, why does this game go so hard? This is better than like GoldenEye 007 for the N64.
Sam just pulled up an image of a guy taking a selfie, just like surrounded by these Sneak King discs. And he's like, I have 2,760 copies of Sneak King.
Why?
Collectors.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're worth a lot of
it's
money
worth
now.
so much money. It's got to be.
Probably depreciated in value.
Dude, I bought the trilogy of all on Amazon sealed for $5.
That picture reminds me of one time I went to like a pawn shop and they had 3 on DVD and there was at least 100 copies.
Funny. I have a friend who I went to his house once and he was like showing me he's like this really gnarly DVD collection. And, you know, in the middle of this just giant DVD collection, there's like literally like 30 copies of it's Speed with Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
What's that movie called?
Speed.
Speed.
Although it was
Yeah.
like a Mandela moment where it's like, no, I'm pretty sure it was in Heat.
I'm like, why do you have these? And he's like, cause. I'm like,
Just
cool.
All right, moving on.
I'm sorry for asking.
Sorry for asking.
well for your.
Yeah, we should talk about music, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
I can't believe
Is
Ryan
it-
keeps
are
cutting
you-
me off here. It's really rude.
It's a
Bestie.
delay. I'm just thinking about
Oh.
sneaking.
Sneak. Are you gonna sneak king down the street to the Burger King that's by you then and be like, "Where's the sneak king?"
If the king is doing his job, I will walk out this door and there will be a burger there and a man in a giant plaster mask just staring me down. So I don't have to go out of my way.
Big Bumpin' is the other one.
Before we get into music, I have a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Burger King or McDonald's?
Burger King.
I like Burger King.
Period.
Nice.
Have you heard? Wait, have you had the vegan chicken sandwich they have at Burger King?
Whoa, what?
Oh, I bet that's cool.
I don't even think I've seen that yet. What?
It smacks. I like went to Burger King one night with my dad and I was like, wait, they have a vegan chicken sandwich. So I had it. Absolutely, dude, it fucks. It's so good.
The Impossible Whopper is like really good. So
I wasn't a fan of Burger King until the Impossible Whopper came out. I'm not even like a vegan or like a vegetarian, but like that, so good. So
No, it's better. Their Impossible Patty arguably is better than most burger places I've been to in the city that prep it.
I would agree.
Yeah, honestly.
Yep. That's gnarly. Hell yeah.
I'm going to ban everybody in chat who doesn't like Burger King because you're wrong.
Did anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ratatouille.
Oh, Easy B says, come to Nashville. I was just in Nashville this weekend.
You were?
Yeah.
Before you then get to your music question, Lizzie, like, are you guys like touring or are you, because it sounds like they're like, I can never find tickets to see you guys, but
Yeah, you never find tickets because
there aren't any. Yeah, well, with like COVID and stuff, we haven't really been touring.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like,
we've been kind of like strategically planning our touring and our live shows around this record. So we're playing a few shows around Minneapolis this summer, but with the release of the record, we're definitely trying to hit the road sometime after the release of the record, which we're hoping is August. So we're thinking like September is when we'll actually get back on the road. And we're definitely trying to like hit the Midwest for sure and just kind of play anywhere that we can at this point. Yeah. So it will be happening. We're planning on going back on the road. But right now, like the priority has been just getting this record out and putting new music out because it's been,
2018
was the last time we put out an EP. We put out the acoustic EP in 2019, but this is like, fresh, like new, fully formed music. We really want to wait until we have that out in the world before we start hitting the road again. So people can like have the opportunity to listen to it and then come to a show and, or go home and listen to it instead of just like hearing us play songs that aren't released because like we haven't played a lot of the old songs that we have in our repertoire. Like we haven't practiced them at all. So we're like mostly at our gigs, we're playing like new stuff. Yeah.
So you're the ones that people are like, play this old song, you cowards, and you're like, absolutely not.
Sometimes. We are that sometimes.
Keep moving a little bit.
It depends.
Colorado occasion there.
It is also a matter of like so we've been a band since we were. It started when we were like 14. So like a lot of those songs and a lot of our old EPs were like songs that we wrote when we were 14, 15, 16 years old. And we've been playing together for so long that like there are times where it's just like, God, we've been writing and playing and like doing all this stuff that it's hard for us to go back and like relearn all those songs when we probably should. We should probably like know how to play most of our music, but
also when we were like 14, 15 and stuff, it was me and Parker.
Yeah.
Like it was just the two of us. And I remember the first demo that we uploaded to Bandcamp was a voice memo.
Yeah.
So it's not like we were doing like we recorded a voice memo in my basement and just put it onto Bandcamp. And we're like, this is a song.
Yeah.
Did anyone buy it though?
I don't know, actually.
Not. I would hope not.
That's on the same Bandcamp that we have all our stuff on now. That would actually be funny to look up.
It's probably been scrubbed from the internet. I can't find it. It's not. It doesn't exist. But
yeah, we have cassette tapes. We have cassette tapes with our oldest songs on there, and it's great because it was supposed to be called Unturned Early Discography, and it was spelled wrong, so it says Unturned Eerie Discography. And so like, I think there's 100 of those in existence, and so 100 people have that, and that's unfortunate. But
yeah,
I thought you were gonna say it was spelled wrong. It's like Unturned.
Dude, the first show we ever played, our name on the the thing like on the website and stuff was Unturned.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh my god.
Surprisingly, happens often.
It's not good.
You're like,
Not good at all.
I mean, unturned, it's not that hard. Like, are you getting like turned? Or like anything like unhinged like that?
That was a bit for a while when we first started too. Was
Unturned.
Yeah, everyone in the the Minneapolis scene was like Unturned.
Yeah, because we were all like 16 and they were like, you can't drink or smoke or do anything cool. So we were unturned.
I mean, if I saw a band on the flyer and it was like, oh yeah, they're untuned, I'm like, I might come late.
Yeah, maybe we'll do just one set where like all of our instruments are just completely out of tune. See how
As a
far we
gag.
can make it before
Honestly,
people
yeah.
start leaving.
That could be the bit.
Are we just a bit band from now
We
on?
could just be the bit band.
If they spell your name wrong on the flyer, you're like, sorry, I gave you what you told us we should do. For
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
night."
like this is a part of the bit.
Yeah.
Do
This
your
is
job
what we
right.
want.
Yeah. As advertised, untuned.
You could
So
also be unhinged.
could be.
Oh, someone said, Parker, get me pictures of Spider-Man.
I wish.
Pictures of Spider-Man.
I absolutely wish I could get pictures of Spider-Man.
Can't take pictures.
I feel like there's too much Peter Parker out there. Where like,
This guy.
Do you get that a lot, Parker? Do you get it a lot that you are Peter Parker?
Oh, all the time. It's like, I don't know. It depends on where I'm at. Like when I went to as a
He's being
kid.
bashful because he wants to be Peter Parker. He's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, oh yeah, you know, I go by that.
I mean, I wish I knew who Spider-Man was, but I don't.
Right. No, I mean, like, I remember going to Universal Studios as a kid. I have a younger brother, and so I was maybe like 6 or 7, and my younger brother was like 5, and we met Spider-Man there, and you know, Spider-Man guy's like, "Yo, what's your name?" My dad was answering for us. I don't know why. He was like, "Oh, his name's Parker," and then you know, Spider-Man guy in the costume's like, "Oh yeah, that's like my name." And my dad goes, "Well, the other kid's name's Peter." And the guy in the costume was actually like, "Whoa, this is like this is cool. I have like a moment to act on this." And then my dad just goes, "I'm lying. His name's Peyton."
God
And
damn.
the Spider-Man guy like was genuinely as a human being like perplexed. He's like,
Yeah.
"Why would you do that to me?"
Yeah, like what does that do?
Yeah, it's just.
But here's the
being-
thing: were you named specifically after Peter Parker? Because my youngest brother, my parents gave him the middle name Parker solely because they watched Spider-Man and said, "I like the name Parker."
I wish it was that cool. My parents like just chose a name. Like I feel like they got it out of a hat. Like they have no meaning or reason behind it. They're like, it sounded cool, so we named that. We named you Parker, and then you have to live with that for the rest of your life. So you know, I'm cool with it. I've actually surprisingly like met like more Parkers over like the last 2.5 weeks than I have like my entire life. Like just bumping into random people like. At a coffee shop, this guy was, "Oh, my name's Parker." Then I met this guy, and he's like, "Oh, my son's name is Parker." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." Because I always remember, like, as a
It might
kid,
be like a
like,
younger generation thing, maybe.
True. But yeah, I remember as a kid always being like upset at the gas station because I could never find like one of those name tags with my name on it.
You know, as a Brian, finding a lot with Y's and never the one with I's, I was like, dude, this isn't worth it. We should just abolish.
I feel like Brian's with the I or like the B-O-G, like that is how you spell it.
It's like, oh, we didn't have enough vowels. We added a Y, and then we started naming just children with them in the middle of their name, and it's like, okay,
And then that's how we got Brian Stars, and it should have been game over from there. We
we should have
just
learned,
stopped.
man. There's a one Brian in the pop punk media scene. Rule.
Is Brian Starr still active? Does he still do stuff?
He came back like online randomly for like a week or two a few months ago, and then people like absolutely bullied him back off the internet.
Both.
He deserves it. It's okay. Sometimes some people need to be bullied.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like, hey, you don't need to be online. It's all cool.
Who's Brian Stars?
No,
He was
Brian
like this-
Starr.
He's like a YouTube interviewer guy.
We don't.
Interviewer.
We
also-
don't even talk about Brian Starr.
Yeah, here we are.
He's actually
doing-
lurking right now, and he's ready
He's gonna
to.
give you a fucking
Fight
burger.
us.
I swear to you, it's right outside
He's
that
waiting
door.
outside your house right
There's
now.
Burger King, just wrapped up, ready to go.
He's a sneaker.
He's a sneaker.
Knock on wood.
Where did the come from?
I know.
That's a dog.
My dog is sitting in the corner and he looks
Perfect.
kind of crazy right now.
Perfect. Look, there's nothing that gets the internet and audio podcasts going more than the talk about a dog and mostly seeing it. I think mostly seeing it, but like, you know, it's an audio medium. It's like, hey, you know, you hear a dog in the background. Wish you could see it.
There is a dog.
I don't know. What he'll do.
I don't know.
He's big.
He's a big boy. He's a husky pit bull mix.
Oh my god,
Love
yeah, that
that.
is a big boy.
Does he have any thoughts on the new record?
He loves
Probably
it.
heard it a lot, honestly.
Because we
Okay.
practice at my house, so he gets to hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Wow, lucky.
Nice.
Come on out, dude.
Come
I
on.
don't feel able to see him.
I don't want
I
anyone
see a
in the
tail.
audience thinking, "Ah, man, if I wish I was that dog. To hear the record.
He said absolutely not. He heard what Brian said and said no. Fuck it.
He's a very good boy.
Yeah, he's chill. He's fine.
Yeah, he's just sitting right in the middle of us now, so it's great. I truthfully have the webcam taped to my window in order to get the best angle on all five of us, so I can't
Love
really
it.
move it.
You
The
know,
dedication.
all we asked for. We actually sent over for the listeners at home and for the people in the stream. We actually send over a request that people tape their webcams. We prefer it looking more DIY. And I
It's
say
very-
this and I have like way too much shit here.
Yeah, he does.
It's like no,
would.
I'm actually the worst person.
Here's you can see his paw.
Oh, the paws up!
Wait. Make it look like they're mine.
So when we were playing guitar on this record and
Yeah, this dog actually played guitar on the entire record.
That's crazy.
but he's like not the touring guitarist, he's just the
No.
studio guitarist.
In studio.
This guy's a touring guitarist.
Yeah.
Hero. This dog is the real magic.
Right. I gotta play all these parts. Let me practice.
Yep.
We're gonna enjoy the moment with
So-
a dog here on the pod.
I was about to say we're all enthralled, but how did you guys get the title of this upcoming LP that you have coming up, which is your first LP, your debut on No Sleep?
Yeah, I'll take the reins on that one. Yeah, so I don't know if it's out there. Or not. Yeah, it probably is out there. So the record is called Dreams of Being on Television, and you know, we were kind of talking earlier about kind of like, you know, you asked what the general, you know, sound of the record is, and we're all kind of like throwing out like Scooby-Doo and like all this shit. But like, you know, when we were writing the record, and I would bring ideas to the table at practice and stuff, a majority of it was written like during the pandemic. So I would spend any like given evening, like when everything was locked down, like just watching all my favorite movies as a kid. And I think that a lot of my music taste in general, like kind of came from the songs I would hear in those early 2000s movies. There's like, you know, so many pop punk playlists and bands and on the soundtracks back then. So, you know, when I was like writing kind of just for fun or like, you know, just kind of messing around, coming up with ideas, it was kind of in that vein of like, you know, what would like an Unturned record sound like if it was made in like the early 2000s and was like supposed to be like the soundtrack to like, you know, like a blockbuster, like, you know, teen comedy, action, whatever. So like, you know,
Dude.
yeah, like dude, where like Malcolm in the Middle, like all these like, you know, kind of like really prominent pieces of pop culture back then, and so the title is like kind of just an amalgamation of that, like, you know, kind of growing up, like watching all this stuff and like a lot of my personality being formed around the music that I grew up on and the TV shows and the movies that I watched. I felt like, you know, dreams of being on television kind of like encompassed not only the sound of the record, but also like kind of how it was all written and how it all came about. And yeah, you know, that's really kind of the story behind it. But, you know, and it's also something that like we also wanted to have something that sounded cool for our first LP. And I kind of just like came up with that in my head one day and brought it to the guys and they're like, yeah, that sounds cool. So decided to go with that.
We were like, fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's chill, I guess.
I mean, until we find something better, you know.
Yeah, until we find something better or I come up with something better. They just never did, so it just never happened.
Yeah. Now the chat is saying, like, leak the album. This sounds sick. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Stick around. We'll pretend that we're going to leak it.
You wait. We will play it.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah.
So you have this full length coming out, and like you said, you wanted to have a really cool name for it, and you have an EP. It's been out, Sunk. I don't know why I said it that way, so I don't mean it anyway. I'm just like trying to say it in like a cool way, and I'm like, didn't work.
We're trying to relate to the kids.
Yeah,
by
I'm like,
saying
oh,
that.
you know how like sunk? No.
That's how the kids sound like now. Yeah.
Kids who are trying to be deep voiced adult men. Sunk. Do you feel like? And this is just kind of like coming into my brain, but like, do you think there's a naming convention where if you're writing a shorter record, you need a shorter name for it, and if you're writing a longer record, you need a longer name for it?
I've never even thought of that, but that's a good point.
You know, I would say
it's not that long.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that long, but I would say like, you know, there was like a trend specifically, you know, like of just like, I guess like for us, we were kind of like very straight to the point, like didn't really put a lot of thought into like, what is this EP going to be called? What are the songs going to be called? Because like a lot of the way that we write music is like super organic. So when it comes to like what we're going to call something or like what we're going to call like a project, it's usually just like what word sound, like it was for a long time. What word sounds cool? Mm-hmm. Sunk, I guess. Like that word. It's like, has that been used before? No, we can do it. But yeah, so like, you know, it wasn't like really fully fledged out or fleshed out, but you know, I could say that there was a rhyme or reason to it that would make.
It's like now when you're releasing an EP, it has to be the longest like emo title of all time just to get the like, no. It's long. It's like, guys, the title of the EP is longer than the music on it. It's like, yeah, that would be personally, I'm like, yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, I feel like honestly at this point, like you just like write a record and then like have it titled and like have all the songs titled, but like not finish the word, so that it's just like the exact opposite of the longest title that you could name, like an EP, and it's just half a sentence, half a word. That would work.
It's like the Chariot like wrote their every song title is like a sentence, like part of a sentence. So there's like, you look at the back and you're like, what are they trying to say to me? But it's like
all run out sentences. That's
yeah,
it.
and then you're like, oh, play this song. Oh, which one? The one that's a period. That's the punctuation one. Like, oh yeah. I don't know how to talk to you about your own music.
But that EP actually got some like feedback from Kellin Quinn, who was notoriously on every single person's single as of the last year and a half. Mm-hmm. So do you have a guest track of Kellin Quinn on your upcoming album is the question.
We didn't think to ask him.
We should have asked him. No, we do not.
No.
We were pretty strict. Like,
Yeah.
when I don't know what got brought up, but we were like, none of that.
We were pretty, we didn't want any features or anything on the record. But yeah, that whole Kellin Quinn thing was like, that was fun. I remember just like waking up one day and he like tweeted a picture of like our record. And, like, this song is cool. And I was like, what? Like, what? Like, that was something, like, I never like listened to Sleeping with Sirens. So it was not like a band that I think any of us were into, but it was super cool. Oh, I guess. Okay, never mind.
There.
But just like super random, but also like super cool. He was in, like, we DM'd a little bit after that, and he just like honestly like very genuinely supportive. Like, I really like your music. Like, if you ever like have new stuff coming out, or you know, like, I'll be a supporter. And like, that was just like honestly like very validating. I
know we sent him some merch too.
We sent him some merch, and don't know if it ever got to him. I hope it did, because we haven't chatted with him or DM'd him since. But yeah, no, it was like, as a young band, somebody that has like that prominent in the scene and stuff to you know, recognize and just like even shout you out. Like, that was really cool. So yeah, shout out to Kellin Quinn, I guess.
Send him the new E.T. Michelin Man tee.
Yeah.
And then be like, I sent this to you, take a picture or you're lying.
Yeah, literally. Fake fan.
Fan Kellin Quinn.
Fake fan Kellin Quinn. It does feel like there's like a sense in the pop punk and emo community of like Travis Barker and Kellin Quinn being, and for lack of a better term in my mind, the old guard. Like, Kellin Quinn is not the old guard like Blink-182 is, but it's like these like bands that have been doing it for so long are like, there's certain people in the scene who are like, no, I want to be involved in like what's new and what like people who are from this newer generation, people who are making music now, I want to be involved in what they're doing. And I do think some of that is super cool, just from like a collaborative and like opening some doors for people. Like, hey, I just want to, I as Lizzie and I both feel too, we just like music and we just like want to like hang out with nice people. And it feels like if you were Kellin Quinn or Travis Barker, you would probably want to do the exact same. You don't have to marry a Kardashian to do that. You can, but you don't have
That's
to.
going a little bit extreme to like for the bit, but you know what? I guess
Too far.
No, yeah, I totally agree. I think it is really cool. I think it's like very interesting now that like Travis Barker is like kind of taking this on and like working with these artists and like making it more prominent now, because I wonder if it's just kind of like been things slowing down with Blink or anything like that. And I also think it's like really interesting that, you know, Travis Barker is the one to kind of like take the reins on this as like a producer and like, you know, kind of overseeing these artists. Like, never, like, I know that Travis Barker has been involved in so many things, but I never really like, and I've been like a lifetime Blink fan forever, but I never really tagged him as like a producer or, you know, somebody that would work on a record like start to finish and like actually build it up and promote it and put it out. But, you know, he's the drummer of Blink-182. I guess like if there's anybody to do it, he's the one to do it. And I think it is cool that like that is all kind of resurging right now. Like there's a lot of stuff that's coming out that like just, you know, reminds me of like Blink and like my favorite music growing up. So I think it's cool that there is an entire new generation of kids that kind of get to have like that experience, I guess. Yeah, it's sick.
I can't tell if you're going to ask something or not,
No.
Bestie. Wow, that's crazy.
It's the delay. I'm like, we try to alternate, but because of like the delay of the internet, I'm always like,
I'm looking for body language signs like or something like
Do
that.
you guys ever think that all the things Travis is working on and specifically drumming on sounds a little too similar?
yeah, but I like it.
Okay.
Like,
I was just curious.
I think when I was growing up, I wanted music. I was like, no, I don't want everything that sounds exactly the same. I want bands that are constantly reinventing themselves. And I still like that. You know, favorite bands being like My Chem, Panic at the Disco, Paramore. It's like, yeah, you never did anything exactly the same record by record. And that was awesome. But like, I also don't mind it if like I'm hearing a bunch of songs that sound the same on the radio now as I did back when I was a kid.
Right, sure.
I do think that like there is a pattern. I think there is a production like style that Travis brings to it, and it is almost exactly the same. Like, I think that's fair to say that like a lot of the artists are exactly the same, but I do think there are a lot of artists that are not working with Travis that are doing very similar things to what Travis is doing in their own way. And I think that shit, it bangs so hard. Like, I think that stuff is so good.
Well, and even the stuff he's doing is cool. I just think it's interesting because you can always tell when it's something he worked on. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very like, yep, Travis worked on that.
Yeah, because when it says like...
Not a single thing.
Have you ever considered referring to yourself as Travis Parker? I'm sorry, I wanted to go back, but I don't really want to go back to that.
That's my name. No, I haven't, and I won't.
Good.
Parker.
That's going to be the collab. You're going to come out with like a single. It's going to be like, the name of it will be Travis Parker featuring Travis Barker, and then you're gonna have that same like beat in the background.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, let's look at this.
Hey, I'll wait for the call. I'm there.
Or you can just do what Hot Mulligan did and just be like, oh yeah, featuring Mark Hoppus, and just go for it.
So sick.
This shit rocks.
So sick.
And then release a song about milk.
So sick.
Okay.
Absolutely silly.
The violence that I saw online directed at milk and people who drink milk.
It's regular milk. That is... Jeez. That's what it comes down to.
Like, can you guys relax about milk for a minute? I don't even know what's going on the internet today. Like, I was just reading news and now I'm getting screamed at about milk.
Milk!
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Are all of you milk drinkers or are you alternative milk drinkers?
I feel like none. I don't know if any of us drink milk.
I am.
Cereal? Well, yeah, I have milk and cereal.
But like cereal, that's different. We're talking straight milk. You drink straight milk?
No. It's not. It kind of seems like you think that I may be dead, and I'm
because you were looking weird. Like, yeah, I like milk.
I am violently lactose intolerant, and that's actually, I was just gonna say that there was one time we played in Atlanta. I don't know, we were riffing on some bit like all the way. We had like a long drive, all the way overnight, and like we got up on stage. We played in Atlanta, and there's like maybe like 5 people there.
It was a tough night.
We were riffing on this joke where Will was talking about milk or something all day long, and
I don't know if I really.
He probably wasn't. I don't know, but like in my brain, I get like super kind of anxious, like up on stage, because this was like there was a stage, and then there was like 5 people down there. The lights are shining on you, and like I didn't know how to open the set. I just like looked, and I looked at Will, and I just said, "Will's made out of milk," and then we started our set.
You said this guy.
I said, "This guy's made out of milk," and then we started our set. And I've never been forgiven in the band for it. It is still.
It's because there were like 3 seconds before we started playing.
It's dead silence.
Yeah.
Like, don't want us back.
We're not going back to Atlanta.
I'm not allowed in the masquerade.
That is brutal.
Yeah, that was brutal.
It was very funny though.
At least you can leave that moment and go.
Hey, I thought it was funny. At the time, I was like, I just killed it. That was like so sick.
You're backstage, like, great show, guys. Everyone's like, except for that milk.
I got off stage and you're like, what the fuck was that?
What did you guys think of that joke?
Yeah. I was crushing
We're
it up there with
stand-up
that milk thing,
comedians
right?
up here.
Saying milk is good in the we ban them.
No!
Can we ban?
They said Mlick is good. That technically doesn't count. I love that band, Unturned.
Lick.
It's okay. One of our friends, Maud, she actually likes milk, and it was really wild. So all we do is just kind of bully her about actually drinking regular like milk every day. So we always tag her too, and like when the Hot Mulligan thing, I'm like, "Is this you?" And she was like, "Lizzie, please." I'm like, "You did this."
Began
yourself.
the PR for Hot Milk again.
That is honestly like super impressive to be able to drink milk every day. Like that.
It is like, I guess your bones are super strong. I guess they're thick bones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look. First of all, I hate the government, and second of all, just really That like
jumping from milk to wait. Hold up.
this is gonna make sense in a second. I swear here. Give me 3 seconds of silence, and I'll say something
We
absurd
just
and
lost
ridiculous,
one
and we'll
viewer
talk
from
about
you
it backstage.
saying that.
First of all, I hate the government. Second of all, I believe that if somebody says milk makes your bones strong, that person has a vested interest in milk. I'm like, no, fuck you. You don't know. Check my bones. Come at me.
Check my bones.
Yeah. And then it's like Big Almond over here is like, you can get strong bones from almond too. And I'm like, show me the almond nipple. We'll get to it.
Yeah, that's honestly that whole line of marketing such bullshit. Like fucking milk never made my bones strong. The only thing that milk ever did was like ruin my day.
Yeah.
Just ruin my day.
Yeah.
But like carrots making your eyes better.
Carrots making your eyes better.
That shit's
Big carrot.
Yeah, big carrot.
Carrot.
Just rabbits. company run by rabbits.
Now here's the thing: the only way we could test that theory is how many of us have not eaten carrots and have glasses and/or contacts. That's the only way to check.
I mean,
Both. Big carrot.
what are you talking about?
I just got a new bit that I'm just gonna be jumping on for a long time. Big
Okay.
carrot.
Oh no!
This is our like riffing session where we can like figure out all of our bits for the next step. For when you finally go on tour and you're like, I don't know if you ever heard of a bunch of rabbits running a company called Big Carrot, but if you have got glasses, this song is for you. This song's called.
You'll have to tweet it out for the bit and be like, if somebody brings like a little bag of carrots and throws them at us on stage, you'll get a free ET Michelin Mitch.
How gets milk, we get carrots.
You have to choose it. You don't always get the first pick, and then you got to go with what's best and next.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Very true.
And another thing I hate about the government. I'm sorry, but
Calm down, bestie.
I know I was thinking about the food pyramid all of a sudden, and I just got real angry.
Oh,
but
no.
I got privately angry on my own, so I don't want to bring that into the context of the podcast.
I can't believe that
but-
the food pyramid victimly.
the food pyramid
personalized
victimized
you.
fucking everybody. We are all
yeah.
victims of the food pyramid. Period.
Food pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Look, all I'm saying is you want to make some
It's
money
an
in food
MLM,
pyramid scheme.
guys.
Bread is an MLM.
Big bread coming out here.
Big bread.
Grain.
Baby.
See, that just made me think we were spelling the Sesame Street character's name wrong. Big bread. I swear to God, we're not usually this goofy or like riffy on a Thursday, but there's some
I mean,
energy.
sometimes we are.
There's some energy in the call. There's some good bits and memes and vibes in the call. So I'm just saying, you know, if you're listening to this and you're not laughing hysterically in your car, that's
wherever
on you,
you are.
man. You know,
If you're
That was
not
meant
having
milk.
like a Joker laugh on like your train
Yeah.
while you're commuting and scaring everyone, are you really enjoying yourself? No, you're lying to yourself.
your laugh didn't change to an anarchist Joker type laugh as soon as I said I hate the government. What are you even listening to?
Dude, I just got an email from Paramount Plus about Beavis and Butthead. Dude.
Tell him to come on right now. We're all gonna fight.
Hey, that means he's still subscribed.
You're still subscribed.
Controversy.
Yo, I'm just gonna say cancel your account. You know, delete your account.
Delete your Paramount Plus account. That is something we will stand by. Actually, do it if you
Fair.
have one. Just
Fair.
That'll be an entire boycott like PR skit.
And it's only because Will had troubles. What were you watching?
Watching The Fly.
Watching The Fly. He couldn't rewind it fast enough, so boycott Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus has all the Survivor seasons.
Hulu has a lot of those.
It has a lot of them, but
But like, it's the same.
It's like the same way, you know. It's
Yeah.
like the same way that Hulu has The Simpsons, like
Yeah.
Disney Plus does.
Disney
Yeah, they
owns
edited
Hulu
it.
Plus.
Ooh.
oh shit.
It's a subsidy.
Yeah, it's a
I don't know.
it's a package deal when they bought Fox.
Yeah.
Wait, Parker.
What thing?
What thing? What was that?
We're doing a thing.
Doing good.
If you are not in the meme, if you're not in the meme stream, you know you're missing it all.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Wait, what is that?
We are going to chat with everybody in the chat because there is a lot of good questions over there and there's a lot of funny bits. Our buddy Druid is just dropping meme after meme.
Love it.
Someone said emo peaked when blood from a stone or your graduation dropped.
Yeah.
That is true.
That old
Also,
phrase.
where's the other one? Where's the other take? Emo peaked with Panic at the Disco. Pretty odd. Can't get better than that. And I'm not going to argue that. Look, I thought that was a great record.
The first Panic at the Disco song more than that one.
Yeah, the
Or
first
Panic at the
album.
Record,
No,
sorry,
that album is like one of the greatest albums of all time.
Vices
And-
and Virtues is top tier though and underrated.
I would say underrated. Ballad of Mona Lisa is a really, really cool.
I'd say of the like 7 Panic at the Disco records, I'd say they're all in like my top 7 of the Panic at the Disco.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Like, rating, I have this thing of just like, I'll take the strongest, most violent music opinion and run it to its inevitable end because it just doesn't matter.
True.
You can argue about it all day.
You could.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, in the end, you're just going to go, yeah, we didn't handle fucking anything over there. The government is trying to push milk on us. Like we're not solving any fucking problems here, you know?
Back at it.
We
Back at
always come back to the bit. Emo peaked when JT Woodruff couldn't score a date to prom. So before we move over to Twitch, we still have a few more minutes here on the recording, but before we move back over to Twitch and answer everybody's question, we do want to make sure we have said enough about your music and where people can find
So
you on
people
the
are aware
internet.
still who you are. You're not just meme lords, or maybe
Yes.
you are meme lords, but you also play
where they
music
can see your
as
memes.
meme lords.
You know, the meme seers. Where can people go to meme see your?
I don't
The
like
memes
that.
can be viewed on our Twitter and Instagram. I would
Yeah,
say.
we're on Twitter. We're on Instagram.
We're trying to get into TikTok, but that shit's kind of hard,
Yeah,
man.
TikTok's difficult. Yeah, we're on all the social medias.
I think it's
Is that how it's said?
social medias.
We're on all the social medias.
Sure, we're on all the social media. We're on all the socials.
Socials.
We're
There you
at
go.
So,
what are we
Is it unturned?
Unturned. Wait, see, this is the tough part because it's a little different on some of them. We got Unturned the band on Twitter. Instagram is probably the same thing, but I didn't know. It is
where it
the
gets-
same thing.
this is where it
Wow.
gets complicated because
I
it's
thought
the
it
same.
was just Unturned band. I think it's because our email is on.
It's just from the game.
Why these guys get up? What are they doing?
They're like no plugs for us.
They're
Yeah,
freaky.
said that.
They're like, don't plug.
It's freaky because they're just standing over us, looking at us.
They're lurking right now.
They're sneaking.
What if they are the actual Burger Kings?
They're sneaking.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
sneaking. Freaky.
Like, I thought I saw a guy in a mask.
What?
Before we move over to Twitch, we
Yes.
talked about this a little bit before we started recording, and I just really want to get it out here on media. I want to have it written in the ether. Is it possible to say or call someone bestie and for it not to be passive aggressive? We've had a whole stream to talk about it now, and I'm like, have our opinions changed?
I don't feel like bestie feels passive aggressive. That's just me though.
Is it my bestie in it?
It has to be your bestie.
Yeah.
It does have to be your bestie. If it's a random person, it's the same as boss. If I say boss to someone that I'm friends with, it's not bad. But if I said boss to a random stranger, they're probably going to be annoyed. Someone says, be like, well,
I would never go with bestie.
Yeah, I don't know if I was like again, like if I was holding the door open for somebody and they said thanks, bestie. I don't know how I would take that. I'd be
regret
like,
it.
what does
You'd
that
regret
mean?
it.
I'd take that better than boss.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah.
If
that's
I'm holding the door and someone goes, thanks, bestie, I'd be like, you're welcome. Thanks, boss.
Mm-mm.
I feel like boss is like more indicative of being passive aggressive.
Yeah, I would say that. I agree.
It is better than Will hates this. It's somebody you hold the door open for somebody and they go, thanks, buddy.
Buddy is the worst one, I would say. Buddy is
Buddy's a
degrading.
crime.
Buddy's degrading for sure.
If I'm
Absolutely.
referring to someone, I would usually say, "Hey, thanks, dude." Or if they're male presenting, you know, say, "Hey, thanks, man."
Yeah.
Like, or just, you know, thank you. No qualifier. Just thank you. You could just say that. You could just leave the whole fucking word out. I'm not. This conversation is just directly at Lizzie. So
just say thank you.
Just say thank you. Don't
Why
add
can't I add bestie?
No, fuck.
See, he's taking it way too over. Because I texted him, we were texting, and I was like, "What? Am I not your bestie?" And I sent him like the little like upset emoji. Then we just kept going back and forth.
It's like Dane Cook, who is not part of the lexicon anymore, and that's probably okay. Dane Cook and dubstep are probably in the same place, and that's okay wherever they are. But like his whole bit of just like, hey buddy, it's like, I'm not your buddy guy, I'm not your guy, chief. It's like that kind of thing where you're just like, yeah, like you're saying something nice, but you're also saying it in a way where you're like, as he put it, it's got a fuckface coating to it. Like,
this brings it back. The only way that you can actually, if you're talking to a stranger, they do you a kindness. So, thanks, fucker.
Thanks, motherfucker.
Remember, fuckers is also gender inclusive to everybody.
Yes, everybody can go fuck themselves.
Thanks, Hodor.
I mean, that's where it's from. That's where we got Hold the Door from, was Game of Thrones season 6.
Hold the door. That broke me.
Well, yeah, and then it only got worse from there, but quality-wise, not emotionally. Well, we are going to hang out over on Twitch. If you are checking out this episode, though, you got to go follow Unturned on all the socials. Unturned the band, Twitter and Instagrams. You need to follow because you need to know when the record comes out, and you need to know when the single comes out. And you
when they decide to go on tour.
And when
it's coming soon. It'll all come soon.
So soon.
So soon. So you need to go find out because people are excited. People are knocking down the door. People are like, I'm here for those Michelin star tunes. I'm here for the bestie vibes. I don't know.
The Burger King smorgasbord.
We're gonna sneak this record out.
Yeah.
We're sneaking this record out.
Yep. just stalking the neighborhood like the Burger King. Just
it's actually not a bad PR move. We should have made a video game in which we could have just like handed out to people, and instead of handing burgers out, it's our record. But we don't. That's expensive.
That's for the next time. It's for the next one.
Next album.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Dude, I'm sure you all the rigs from Sneaking. We could hire someone to just
do it.
Yep.
Just literally do Sneaking. It's still the Burger King.
Yep.
The burgers. We just like make this, just copy paste the whole game, but just change it to the record.
It's actually it's ET handing the record. And
oh my god!
Yeah.
It's the Michelin man.
That would be too.
You have no idea.
We're breaking the copyright laws. We don't give a fuck. Fuck Steven Spielberg. That's
War
Guys,
on
you have no
Steven
idea
Spielberg declared right here on this podcast.
The sneaking modding community on the internet is so strong.
Oh yeah, that's actually sick. I'm gonna look into that.
That's kind of
it's. You know what? It's honestly not a terrible idea. If you're trying to figure out what to do for TikTok, honestly, just like
that would be it.
Film yourselves like going and sneaking up and delivering your record to somebody. And it's TikTok, so it's all fake. You don't have to actually like do it. Just pretend.
Good idea. Wow, we're learning so much. This is great.
If you don't stay till the end of the pod, you don't even know how to start a TikTok account or where you can find bands on the internet. And that's why we do this at the end. Well, cool. Let's go and hang out with all the friends over on Twitch who are asking a bunch of questions. But in the meantime, guys, this is an absolute blast. And if I ever see you and I need to hold the door for you, you are all my fuckers.
It's happening. Will happen. We are definitely playing in Chicago soon. But yeah, thank you for having us, and thanks for listening to us. If you are listening to this later in your car, that's cool.